Have you ever noticed that the greatest transformations in our lives rarely happen in the daylight? Mary Magdalene went to the tomb of Jesus early in the morning while it was still dark. That darkness wasn't just the time of day, it was her state of mind. It was the state of the world. The Master was dead. Hope had been crucified. The weekend seemed to have sealed the final defeat of good against evil. Perhaps you know that kind of darkness, that heavy sensation that the stone has already been rolled across the entrance, sealing the end of a chapter in your life, the end of a relationship, the end of a dream, or even the end of your own strength. We are experts at walking toward our tombs, expecting only to find death. But when she arrives, the stone had been taken away. And this is where the history of humanity divides. This is where your history must divide. The resurrection of Christ is not just a historical event we celebrate on a calendar. The resurrection is a crossroads that you face every single morning. When the stone is rolled away, two roads open up before you, and you cannot simply stand there staring at the empty tomb. You have to choose where you are going to walk. The first road is one most of us know intimately. It is the road of sin. And don't just think of sin as a list of moral rules you've broken. Sin, at its root, is disconnection. It is the choice to walk isolated from divine life. It is the crushing weight of selfishness, the anxiety of trying to control everything, the illusion that you are the God of your own life. This road is wide. It looks easy. But it has a certain destination. It prevents us from participating in the eternal life that was won on that dark morning. The second road is the road of Jesus. It is illuminating your daily decisions with the light of an empty tomb. And this road demands something of us. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Matthew 7:13-14. If you commune with the resurrection, if you say you believe that he conquered death, that belief must alter the way you walk. It makes absolutely no sense to believe in a God who defeated the grave, yet continue living as if death, fear, and despair have the final word over you. To adopt the lifestyle of Jesus is to understand that a new life has already begun. But to walk this road with stability, you need to know what you are standing on. You need a foundation. And this is where the second crucial point of this mystery comes in. What sustains your life today? When anxiety hits, when a financial crisis arrives, when your health fails, what does your mind lean on? If your life is built upon your professional success, upon the approval of other people, or upon your bank account, at the first storm, your world will collapse, because all of that is sand. All of that fades. The psalmist, centuries before that Sunday morning, had already prophesied about the only foundation that does not crack. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Psalm 118:22-23. The cornerstone. In the ancient world, the cornerstone was the very first stone set in the foundation of a building. Every other stone was aligned to it. It carried the tension. It determined the direction of the entire structure. The world rejected Jesus. The powerful looked at him and said, "This stone is useless for our building. He doesn't fit into our system of power." And they crucified him. But God took the exact stone the world threw away and placed it as the foundation of a new humanity. If you want to participate in the life that never ends, your life cannot orbit around yourself. The resurrected Jesus must be your cornerstone. The gospel must be the standard that aligns your actions. If you build upon him, the world around you might shake, but your internal structure will never collapse. But make no mistake, having a good foundation doesn't mean the work is finished, and this is where many people lose their way in the faith. They think believing in the resurrection is a passive attitude, as if simply saying, "I believe," suddenly makes life easy and frictionless. St. Paul, whose own life was turned completely upside down by the risen Christ, gives us a reality check. He asks us with cutting honesty, "Where are you directing your life?" Since then, you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Colossians 3:1-2. Pay close attention to that word, set. In other translations we read, strive to reach the things above. The grace of God is free. Salvation is a gift. But participating in this new life requires effort. It requires intentionality. The gravity of the world pulls you downward every single day. Our natural tendency is to look at the dirt, to worry exclusively about what we will eat, what we will wear, who spoke poorly of us, how we will earn our next round of applause. Paul calls these earthly things, values that are like dust. A strong wind blows and they vanish. Setting your mind on things above does not mean living detached from the real world. It doesn't mean ignoring your problems or not working hard. Setting your mind on things above means that while your feet touch this hard and often painful earth, your eyes are locked on eternity. You know where Jesus is. And because you know that this life isn't all there is, you gain the ultimate freedom of not being a slave to passing things. You can forgive the one who hurt you, because your pride is no longer your master. You can be generous, because your money is no longer your God. You make the daily effort, the daily discipline of pulling your heart out of the mud and placing it into the hands of Christ. When Peter and John ran to the tomb that morning, John ran faster. He arrived first. He looked inside and saw the strips of linen lying on the ground and the cloth that had wrapped Jesus' head folded up in a place by itself. He didn't see angels in that exact moment. He didn't see Jesus yet. He only saw the absence. He saw the void left behind by a defeated death. The gospel says it so simply and so profoundly. He saw and believed. What do you see when you look at the empty spaces in your life? When you look at your failures, your fears, the end of your own strength? Do you just see a tomb, or can you see the stage for a miracle? God is inviting us today to step out of our dark mornings. The invitation is not to a religion of habits, but to a divine life that is pulsing right now. It is effort, it is decision, it is faithfulness, because in the end, He didn't just leave us with an empty tomb, He left us with the definitive promise that echoes through all of eternity. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. John 11:25-26. The stone has been removed. The road of Jesus is open before you. The foundation is solid. Where are you going to put your feet today? If you are making the choice to leave the tomb behind and walk this narrow road, tell me in the comments below. What is the one thing you are leaving in the empty tomb today? May you live as someone who has truly found the resurrection.